Hey guys, welcome to JasonWhiskyWise with myself, Jason, bringing you whiskey review number 73, where today we're going to review the Glengoyne Cask strength, which is batch number 4. Now I believe they're currently on batch number 6 or 5. I've seen many of these different ones out, but this is the one I got on Master Malt, so yeah, that's batch number 4. So we're going to pour myself a dram and get through this whiskey review and sort of give you my opinion on the cask strength version, because they do release a core range, which I have just recently reviewed, and I'm just going to pour the whole thing. And I want to sort of cover some of the cask strength stuff, as I do am a big fan of cask strength whiskies. So we begin by assessing the age of this whiskey. My review starts structure. Age of this whiskey is a no age statement whiskey. It is pretty much, they don't define it because it's a combination of different casks. In terms of the ABV, it is bottled at 48.8% ABV, which is quite, you know, 58.8, sorry. I almost sold them short there. 58.8, that makes it cask strength. Good stuff. In terms of the cask selection used, they use 20% first fill European sherry oak, 10% first fill American sherry oak casks, and then the remaining 70% is refill sherry oak casks. So that should add up to 100%. Now in terms of the distillery, is the Glengoyne distillery, which you can see over there. Visited them recently, love the place. Parent company Ian McLeod Distillers Limited, and the region is from the Highlands of Scotland. So just around about 40-minute drive, 45-minute drive from Glasgow. It's really easy and accessible to get to. Now in terms of the price on this dram, or actually on the bottle, is around about $48.95, which I saw online. And I'd round that up to £49, so you get a rough estimate. It's around about £50, so dollars, euros, around about that sort of price range. In terms of exclusivity, no, it is not exclusive. There is different batches, but it's not an exclusive dram. It is available pretty much almost everywhere and anywhere in whiskey retailers. And in terms of caramel colour, as Glengoyne don't add any caramel colour. This is all natural colour. You can see the nice deep richness to it. So you can see a lot more whiskey in the glass does a big difference when assessing the colour. So actually, by assessing the colour of this one, I'm actually going to say it's like an amber, because it's not as dark as the 25 or the 21. They were so much more day and night difference. But yeah, like a sort of nice amber, you get the colour coming off the top. So amber is the colour. Let's assess the nose. So into the nose. So my initial impressions of the nose of this whiskey, lots of apples, and this is the house style of Glengoyne. You get those nice tarty green apples, sort of almost even like an apple strudel. Yeah. Apple strudel, a little bit of cinnamon sweetness and a little spicy aspect working its way on the nose. And then you get like a nice rich creamy custard tart, which is very interesting. A little notes of sultanas as well in the background, and a bit of brown sugar. Muscovado brown sugar, one of my favourites. And behind that you get a little bit of sweet peaches, like those sort of tinned sweet peaches that are quite very ripe. And then you get behind that a little bit of what reminds me of sweetbread. If you guys have had that, you get it from bakeries sometimes. And this is like a little bit of glazed in honey, so you're getting that nice sweetness from the honey, but at the same time the sweetbread really making itself present on the nose. Very nice. Really easy noseable whiskey. For 58.8%, really easy to nose this whiskey. So let's next move into the palate for this whiskey. So into the palate for this whiskey. Starts out with a lot of spices. I can feel it on the outside of the palate. It's almost mouth-watering as well. But a lot of spices sort of introducing themselves on the palate, and the ABV is also very present and pungent. You get white pepper, cinnamon again, more like a cinnamon bun actually. I've been eating a lot of those recently. Raisins, quite juicy. Apples, a combination of maybe apples and pears. This is like an overripe pear with a sort of a red apple combined together. And then a little bit of darker fruits coming in, prunes, dates, but quite rich with a nice silky texture. I'd say it's more towards a medium full texture, but more pushing towards medium, because it is quite soft on the palate, but soft in terms of texture. In terms of actual presence on the palate, quite punchy and quite powerful with the ABV. So next we'll move into the finish, and we'll give our final conclusion on the Glengoyne Cask strength batch 4. Whew. So, in terms of the finish of this whiskey, a very long, powerful, punchy finish. Still a lot of pepper on this one. The white pepper, it's still very bold and dominant as it rolls all over the palate, working itself into your taste buds and all of the coating of your palate. Reminds me of the chocolate, actually, a toffee crisp. If you didn't think of the spice aspect of this one, a bit of chocolate, a little bit of that crispy sort of sweetness. And then you get a little bit of a chocolate, again, back in. And I'm thinking, it's like milk chocolate or dark chocolate, but maybe a combination of the two. It's not a powerful dark chocolate, this is a light dark chocolate. So I'd say a combination of milk, sorry, not milk, just standard chocolate, milk chocolate actually, and dark chocolate combined together. I'm going to simplify that one. A little sweeter note of caramel as well, which I've found sort of again rolling on the end of the palate. But a lot of the sherry notes coming through now after the spice sort of subdues a little bit, and the sweeter sherry notes of the sherry fruits really working themselves on the end. But overall, I think that's about it for this Glengoyne cask strength. I'm going to give the rating for this whiskey, and I'm actually giving this one here, I'm giving it an 86. Oops. Yeah, I'm giving it 86 out of 100. Reason behind that, I found it's quite powerful, quite spicy. Initially, because I've recently just done the whole review of the whole range, so I know exactly where I feel I can position this one in ratings. I just feel it's not up to sort of the level of the 15 or the 18. I feel too much of the, so I feel they didn't really need to use the first full American sherry oak cask. But quite powerful with the spices on this one, which I found quite dominant and throughout, from the palate to the finish. The nose was lovely on this whiskey. It's just the drawback, I'd say, is the too much of spice, which lasts a bit too long. But if you like spice, then you'll probably like this whiskey a lot more. In terms of value for money, it's in that sort of price range of £50, which I always call the par range. So I can't really argue on the price. But in terms of water or time, I tried this one with water beforehand, and it didn't make a big difference to the whiskey. So water doesn't make a big difference, and then leaving it for time without water, again, doesn't make a big difference to the whiskey. The spice aspect will still stay consistent throughout, provided you don't drown the whiskey in water. So that's my overall opinion on this Glengoyne cask strength batch number 4. Let me know if you've tried this one down below in the comment section, and what sort of whiskies you'd like me to review upcoming soon. And I've got next up the distillery exclusive, the Glengoyne Teapot Dram. So I'll catch you guys for that video. If you have enjoyed, by all means, feel free to drop in a like. Be sure to check out, I believe, the 21, 25, and the teapot, I'll leave it over there. But on that note, this has been JasonWhiskyWise, and I'll catch you all for the next video.